Here is season 2 of my YouTube channel. I have decided to cut the studio out of my apartment and start fresh by making this documentary. And I'm calling this season 2 The Lab because I'm doing an experiment here. And my experiment that I am composing is the low campus activity and reasons why it is low and students aren't interacting on campus. So here's our current situation. There's no campus activity and it's making incoming students and recurring students uncomfortable on campus. New students have difficulties networking with new people, which causes them to feel unwelcomed. With little to draw students out of their dorms and off-campus homes, their attitudes and motivations will only continue to suffer. Lack of social interaction has shown to increase problems with mental health and motivation as a whole. Here's some solutions that I am predicting at this moment. There are several different types of activities and other forms of safe social interactions that can result in better communications and bonds between students. With many students currently taking online courses or just now transferring to the university, it is important to be able to utilize activities to bring students together. This will largely be based on students and professors' responses and what they would like to see. And I will be conducting interviews with them and asking them their opinions on certain topics. So overall in this experiment, the lack of activities on my campus, which is Ferris State University, has led to student dissociation and boredom basically, and which could result in depression and have negative academic consequences as well. This can be shown in several studies and interviewing students and professors, like I said earlier. By providing students with more activities and ways to apply themselves to campus culture, the students have a more positive experience, and then they're college students officially. Here is my mission statement for this project I am conducting. I believe this documentary will serve as a reminder that activities of social interaction is healthy practice. I am encouraging students to engage in on-campus activities, particularly students living on campus. And why am I making this documentary, you might ask? My class assignment is actually assigning a 15-page essay on improvements that can happen in campus. I think students being engaged in on-campus activities would be beneficial to the university. Here's a few hypotheses I am currently theorizing. Students do not attend any events because they are not fun. When showing up to the event, there's instant regret for students and they just straight up don't want to be there. Students could possibly be living in fear, in which refusing to attend events. And my final hypothesis is the COVID guideline, are they unrealistic? I need to ask if the guidelines annoy students and professors and if it's the reason they don't attend these events. I have a visual graph here that I would like to show, and it is representing the campus activities. As of 2019 and the beginning of 2020 years, the activity was pretty moderate, pretty normal, and then as you can see here, as we went into the current 2020 fall semester and the spring semester of 2021, campus activity is extremely low and there's nothing going on. And rumors on campus have recently been saying next semester campus will be more normal. My graph details my prediction campus life next semester will stay in a ghost town. I think in my prediction that this will continue to go down no matter what. Even if the guidelines are lifted, this will still decline and there will be no campus activity. And so my next move will be interviewing students and professors. My first interview will be taking place in the science building. I will be asking Professor Workman some questions about the campus activity, a normal Ferris state, what it looks like, and as you can see in this short clip of campus, there's no students walking around, and you can tell that there is a lack of activity on campus. A short description of your profession?
Yeah, I'm a professor of biology. Teach a variety of courses, including a couple for intro for non-majors, intro biology for non-major students, course on environmental regulations.
Do you predict like a lot of students will come, like our class usually like 5 to 9 students usually attend? Is that the normal for each of your in-person
I'm happy
classes?
to have 5 to 9. This is what, 20% of my total course that shows up for that. I had my other course that I teach this semester. It's not uncommon to have days where I'm talking to myself in the room or talking to the camera. So
the Zoom technology and just overall technology affects your day-to-day lecture.
I'm smiling. I hope you can see that.
Yeah,
I think you know the answer to that one.
I was designing that problem. I was like, I think I know the answer to
Yeah, I
this.
think
But
you do. I can tell you that as an instructor, actually being in person teaching, I think is, for me, 50 to 80% more difficult than being online right now. Sometimes there's a piece of equipment that won't work, and so I have to not only deliver material to people in person, I have to deliver it in a way that reaches people at home, which means I've got to video it, and then I have to worry about something I'm drawing out, trying to explain, your diagram. Can they see it at home? Is it recording? You know, multiple times I have software dying on me in the middle of a lecture, which means I have to somehow either recover the lecture or redo the lecture. Total time crunch for me. Yeah, not to mention just the normal prepping and making sure everybody's getting their assignments handled. So much more complication. You said students would rather accomplish things virtual than even come into class. And what is your thoughts on that statement? Like, a lot of students would probably just do virtual because it's easier, you know? Well, it's hard to say. And let me give you this. One thing that came back on that survey over and over again is students wanted to be in person in some way, shape, or form. As students became kind of shell-shocked, too much time on the computer, it's hard to focus with that kind of interaction for an entire 12 or 15 credits worth of a semester. Rumor right now on Ferris that everything in 2021 fall semester will be back to normal. I've heard that by a lot of people, and I'm like, how can that just happen like that? Like, we've been doing this for 3 semesters now. I think we would like to be back in person. My guess is if we're back to like a normal classroom where you can sit wherever you want, my guess would be next fall you could expect to do that by wearing a mask. I think thus far Ferris has done a pretty good job of managing it, but it certainly is at the expense for some students that don't function well learning in an online environment. I have students that normally would be A, top of the mark students, and then when they went home, they now would become a B student. And I have students that might be normally a C student, and now in the online environment, they're more of a B student. So everybody has a really different response to it. And that's just the learning aspect, not to mention the mental aspect of being isolated and having to deal with all of this confinement stuff that we're, facing. Next, I'll be asking students what a normal Ferris state looks like, and if the 2021 fall semester may look a little bit normal of a Ferris state and college campus community. And I also am going to ask them how many RSO or activities they have attended in the spring 2021 semester. How many RSO events have you attended spring 2021 semester?
None so far, because most of my RSOs have either stopped working because of COVID or just has laid low.
Yeah.
No, I have not. I plan to go to a few hockey games. I just haven't had the opportunity yet.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing yet?
Everything's been pretty shut down. I know there's been a few events here and there, but I'm just trying to stay safe and stay.
In all honesty, I haven't been to an on-campus event.
Really?
There hasn't.
So the rumor is that the 2021 fall semester will be back to normal. So what do you think normal looks like on Ferris campus being a freshman?
Probably like football games, frat parties, more people on campus than what I've seen.
I guess it would just be a lot more, obviously face-to-face interaction. A lot of what we miss, especially I noticed in the fall semester, is you missed a lot of like the face-to-face. I didn't know anybody in my program until I was forced to do a group project in one of my classes this semester.
How could you describe a normal Ferris State campus then?
An event.
Yeah, let's do an event then.
I'll go football games, for example, because those are really popular here. The students love to come out and support our athletic teams, and so not even specifically football, because we have basketball and hockey and all other sports. And it's really just having a good time.
Oh man. So for this being my third year, normal is like normally around like the first few weeks of moving in, it would definitely be a lot more activities like out in the quad, in all the common areas for sure, a lot more.
Normal for me is being highly active on campus, which now I only come to campus because I live off campus, I don't live on campus. I only come to campus for work because I work for Ferris on Ferris State campus. But I'm involved in Greek life, other RSOs, and everything's virtual. That's not my normal.
Here's the most activity I have seen on campus so far. It's at The Rock, which is a dining facility at Ferris State. Next, I will be asking students what their screen time is on their phones and technology devices, and if it has any impact.
And how much screen time do you think you have on a weekly basis?
All my classes are online, so I'm staring at a computer like I feel like 24/7 for homework, classes, Zooms, my RSO meetings that are on Zoom. My hours would probably add up to days. I feel and I feel like that's probably majority for students as well.
So, for the final questions of my documentary, I'm asking students their screen time. So what would you say your screen time is on a weekly basis?
16 hours.
16 hours? Is that including phone and computer?
No, it's just my phone.
Okay. What do you think it would be with your computer as well?
Probably like 18.
Probably about 5 to 6 hours a day, so around 50 a week.
For my phone, I would probably say 18 hours, and my computer, probably 20.
Okay. So a total of 38 hours a week. Okay. And what do you think impacts of virtual life have on students on Ferris State campus?
It's a lot harder because for me, I can't focus on like a computer screen for so long. Like, I can't even do a Zoom class without going on my phone half the time, and it's just like I can't concentrate.
I feel like I don't really get anything done, even though I usually just watch a lot of TV and scroll through social media a lot, so it doesn't help with my homework, I guess.
Okay. And do you think this is like healthy for students to always be on technology every single day and this rate of time?
I don't think so with everything that's going on right now. Definitely do not think that.
And are students impacted positively or negatively with racking up that many hours on their screen time?
I'd say negatively, because social media is nothing but negativity and makes you think a certain way, so people don't really interact with each other anymore.
And there's usually some virtual activities on campus these days. Do you think students attend them?
I'd say a lot of people are closed-minded nowadays, so not everyone or most people don't like to go out and do stuff anymore unless it's with people they know.
Yeah, would you say it's like harder to meet people on virtual
Oh, 100%.
landscapes?
100%. Especially just because it's like, you know how it is in Zoom. Everybody puts their mic on mute. You don't know if anybody's awake.
Exactly.
And the teacher just talks, and then he's like, "Yep, we're done," and everybody just leaves, and you don't ever know who it is, and it's not like we're chatting in a little like private chat while the teacher's talking.
Well, this is officially the conclusion of the documentary. After gathering all the information from the professors and students, I think we got a lot of good information about normal fair state, the campus activity, and lack of activities going on campus right now. So first up, I wanted to discuss a little bit more about the normal Ferris. After the feedback from everybody, I stand on my prediction that the fall 2021 semester will not change. I think there will be still low student activity and a virtual landscape on campus. I think students have just adjusted to the Zoom life and virtual life, and after this adaptation, it's going to be really, really difficult to get back to a normal in-person life. The campus activity is non-existent currently right now, and I really don't see any change is going to happen in the fall 2021 semester. Students would rather just not be involved in student activity because that is another responsibility that they have to attend to, and if they have to attend on Zoom for another meeting, that's just more time that they have to do virtual stuff. And it's not like a real activity that you're doing on Zoom. It's literally just a discussion that you are doing on Zoom. And then the really critical question I really like to ask the students was the screen time. I think it's very unhealthy, the screen time that students are at right now, and I'm a victim as well. I probably spend like 8 to 10 hours on technology each day. I'm on the computer all the time, I'm on my phone all the time, and when I'm not doing that, I am still on technology, playing video games or watching a movie. Everything just revolves around technology right now, and students being isolated with their technology all day is just an adaptation that we're adjusting to. College students are all in their dorms or apartments or houses, and we're all on our computers all day doing Zoom calls, homework, reading on our computers too, watching videos. Like we're learning more on our computers and stuff, but I just think the screen exposure time is very unhealthy, and it would be better just to have more in-person interactions with people, and activities on campus is perfect. It would be great to just go on campus for a little bit and just get involved. It shouldn't be slept on, that's what I'm saying. I wanted to give a shout out to my roommate Leo. He was the light man for all of the interviews that I conducted, and that's the conclusion of my documentary. I think it was really beneficial, and I think I got a lot of good information on here that needs to be presented to students, professors, just college in general.